It was the late 1930s. The road to war was looking imminent, and the military gets involved in the construction of what would become Redmond Airport.
And little old Redmond was suddenly on the map.
Redmond was only 1,200 people at that time. And there was this growth going on that the town really wanted to be bigger than it was. It really saw itself as a big city.
And with growth comes the need for crucial services like police stations and hospitals. Kind of like the one right around Patrick's Corner.
So behind me, you'll see the development of what was our second hospital, a 5,000 square foot, 17 bed hospital with surgery room and all the fixings, x-ray machines, all the latest technology, opened in 1941. And what they really wanted to do was embrace that style of what the big cities back east were doing. And so that included things like using the Art Deco modern architecture that you'll see. This is characterized by a lot of rounded corners, glass block, use of metal, and things that can really tap into that Deco movement.
Okay, but who exactly was Patrick, and why is this his corner?
Vern Patrick was the owner of the property, went in with some of the other locals and purchased the property and developed the hospital with several other doctors. And so that's how it became Patrick's Corner. Patrick was a name in Redmond that is synonymous with a lot of downtown development.
According to Chuck, the building stayed renovated as a hospital until the 70s, at which point they turned them into offices.
But over time, the building fell into disrepair, and at one point it looked like this beacon of Art Deco was on the proverbial chopping block.
I started in 2015 with the city of Redmond, and at that time, on my first day on the job, my boss said to me, "Hey, the old hospital has a demolition permit filed for it. See what you can do to repurpose it and maybe make sure it does not get demolished." And I said, "Okay, it's my first day. I don't know what to do, but I guess I'll figure it out."
Chuck had a tall order on his hands, because not only was this building old, it was essentially forgotten.
It was often unlocked, and there were people kind of coming in and out of there without any control. And so I actually kind of took it upon myself during a period where I was making sure that the door was getting locked at the end of the day when it had gotten kicked open. Building was not secured, it had been vacant for a while, but it still had good bones. And so our engineering studies told us that it could still function fully as a usable building. It just needed to be renovated with some of the improvements.
Chuck sharpened his pencil and got to work, crashing the boards to find out what could possibly be done to save this architectural work of art.
So we commissioned some engineering studies and looked at some opportunities of how we can improve the building and save it and reuse it as a new type of use. And so what you see now is the restoration of the building in its original grandeur, from the stucco to the trim to the glass block to the metal railings. Everything was really kept as much as it could to the original look of the hospital.
And so here it stands, a beacon of its time once again. Offices have returned, and
Junction Roastery, which is a coffee shop and a micro roastery for coffee, and great gathering place, very popular, as well as a number of executive offices that are available for rent, and they have a shared conference room, and it's just a great gathering community space.
Redmond has a long history of historical preservation, from the SCP Hotel,
which I've covered on a previous Little Did I Know, that you can find the entire archive on CentralOregonDaily.com or download our mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store, to the Chadwick Building, and many more. Because Redmond is a town with a lot of cool history, a history worth raising a glass to. Oh, let it cool, Scott, let it cool.
Look, you have to look back and know where you've been to know where you're going, and this community really values protecting the past and the sense of place that these buildings create in downtown, and the scale and kind of honor to the past that we have with them is really a value to the community. So we do the best we can to save them. We've done that with the City Hall building. We've done that with countless buildings downtown. So it's been a really successful program in Redmond.
For Central Oregon Daily News, I'm Scott Elmas.